Hi, fifth graders. Welcome to Math Chat number 19. Today we are focusing on Module 3, Lesson 8, and we're going to be working on adding fractions to and subtracting fractions from whole numbers using equivalent fractions. Now there are two different methods, well, kind of three different methods, I guess, that we're going to be using to solve these problems. The first method is butterfly, which you should all be familiar with by now. Then it's big sibling, little sibling method, which only can be used for addition problems. And then it's convert and solve method, which we're converting to improper fractions, mixed numbers, things like that. And that method only works with subtracting fractions. So big sibling, little sibling, only for addition, convert and solve, only for subtraction. I'm going to start by only doing a subtraction problem for you guys because I feel the big sibling, little sibling is a method that you have pretty concretely established. If you have problems with it, don't be afraid to message me and I can help you guys out. But I'm going to jump down here to number 3. That's going to be the problem I'm going to solve with you guys here and help you with today. So I'm going to jump over to my whiteboard. We have 1 minus 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and start with 1 whole minus 1/4. Now, when I mean convert and solve, I want to convert this whole number into a fraction with an equivalent denominator with my fraction of 1/4. The reason why I want to do that is because once I have that equivalent fraction, or the equivalent value of that whole number in fraction form with a common denominator of 4, I can just subtract the numerators and I'll be all done with my problem. So if I have 1 whole using fourths, I know that that is just going to be 4 fourths, because anything with the same numerator and denominator, no matter what numerator and denominator I use, it's always going to be 1 whole. I can have 20 20ths, and that's still going to equal 1. I could have 312s over 312 over 312. That's still going to only equal 1 whole. So I kind of can just make this any fraction I want. The 1 whole, I can make it any fraction as long as it has the same number as the numerator as it does the denominator. And I want to use 4 because I want to have an equivalent denominator right here to the fraction I'm taking it away from. So I have 1 minus 1/4. So I'm going to bring down my 1/4. Now I know, let me switch a color here so we can kind of see the difference. I know that I have a common denominator of 4, so my answer is going to have 4 as my denominator. Since my denominators are the same, I can subtract my numerators, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, so I know that 1 minus 1/4 is going to give me 3/4. Now, some of you were able to do that mentally, and that's totally fine. But if you want to solve it out paper and pencil, this is how the method you're going to use it. I call it the convert and solve. You're going to convert that whole number into a fraction, making sure it has a common denominator, and then you're going to go ahead and solve it. So our answer for number 3 is going to be 3. Oops. Forgot I already have the fraction bar there. It's going to be 3/4. Okay. Now I'm going to jump up to number 1, and I'm just going to help you guys start this just because it's a review of big sibling, little sibling method. So I'm going to go to my whiteboard. I'm going to delete what I have. Oops. Let's see. Clear. Again, what was that problem? 1 plus 1 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to have 1 whole, oops, my pencil back, there we go, 1 whole plus 1 3/4. Now big sibling, little sibling is, the big siblings are the whole numbers. So I'm going to take my whole numbers, my big siblings, I'm going to pull them over to the corner. 1 plus 1 is going to give me 2. Now I'm going to add that little sibling back to it. 3/4. Okay. Now if I had another fraction here with this whole number 1, I would take that fraction with this fraction, bring them over to the corner, add them, and cement it back into our big siblings. You want the big siblings to go play, little siblings to go play. When they come together, that's when you're going to add them all. Okay, hopefully this was a good enough review for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to, again, email, text, call, dojo message, the whole shebang. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing your guys' work.